Hello everyone, it's Bescape, and did you know RuneScape has a minigame where you can become an Ubereats driver? Well, maybe not a driver, you travel on foot to deliver food and beverages to known customers. Imagine if real life Ubereats was like this, going to Domino's to pick up someone's pepperoni pizza, and then having to run 5 miles to deliver it. And then when you get there, they try and pull this.
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
Anyways, what I'm referring to is a minigame called Gnome Restaurant, and just as I described, it involves cooking various delicacies and delivering the creations to various customers as quickly as possible. This minigame provides unique rewards, which sort of act as tips from the gnome customers. The rewards mainly include various gems, herbs, and runes, but there are highly sought after items such as the gnome scarf and 5 grand seed pods, worth 700k and 1.2 million gold respectively, and I'll elaborate on these specific rewards later. So you might be thinking, this seems great and all, but how does one become a RuneScape Ubereats delivery person? Well, to participate in the minigame, players must complete a tutorial by speaking to JaRJaRJr in the Grand Tree located on the 2nd floor north of the bank. The tutorial requires the player to train in the art of gnome cooking by speaking to Aloof Jan Sr. and the gnome cocktails by speaking to Blurberry. A minimum cooking level of 29 is required in order to begin the training, and that's pretty much the only requirement. It's recommended to have other quests completed and certain skill levels acquired in order to efficiently complete the deliveries, and fortunately for me, I do. So the goal for today's video is to see how many deliveries I can complete in 1 hour. I'm going to complete 2 runs to see how high of a personal best I can get, 1 run for practice and 1 real run. And in addition, I hope to reap some of the more expensive rewards. But before I get into the speedrunning, let me break down the minigame further since I only covered the basics. There are 4 different types of creations: gnome bowls, bodas, crunchies, and cocktails. There's a step-by-step process you follow in order to create these goods, with each of them requiring a different cooking level. I mentioned the minimum cooking level to participate in the minigame is only 29, but if you want the ability to create every single good without any issue, the minimum level is 42 for a gnome bowl called the Chocolate Bomb. Fortunately though, these goods are tradable, and you can simply buy them on the Grand Exchange, which is the game's trading system. However, there are pros and cons to doing this. You could totally stockpile these goods ahead of time and simply have them ready to go in your inventory for whenever you take a delivery, or withdraw them from your bank as you go. The minigame itself doesn't force you to make them yourself per delivery, unless you're an Iron Man, in which your account is already self-restricted from trading with players. You could make the goods as you go, but it's inefficient if you're trying to be the Gnome Restaurant speedrun master. So if you do buy them from the Grand Exchange, well, there's one problem. Some of these goods are hardly traded, and if you do somehow manage to buy them, you'll be paying an arm and a leg for them. The main incentive of this minigame is to make gold, so paying thousands of coins for goods negatively affects the profits. So even though it's time consuming, making the goods from scratch before doing speedrun attempts is the best method. Again, going back to real life Ubereats, imagine a customer ordered a Big Mac from McDonald's, but instead of going there to pick it up, you were able to make it ahead of time in your mom's kitchen. And then when you deliver it, instead of complaining that there's no drink, they're pissed because you forgot the fries. So once you have the goods ready to go, make your way to JaRJaRJr and select if you'd like to do an easy or a hard order. Easy orders are located in or around the Tree Gnome stronghold and need to be completed within 6 minutes. Hard orders are located anywhere in RuneScape and need to be completed within 12 minutes. The pros of completing easy orders is that you're pretty much restricted to one area, and there aren't any huge requirements in order to reach the gnome customers. The main con is that the rewards are terrible compared to hard orders. The main tip can range anywhere from 2 to 500 coins, and you cannot tame the gnome scarf or grand seed pods from easy orders. The gnome scarf is only available from Captain Ninto and Captain Darekin, and has a 1 in 17 drop rate, and the grand seed pods are only available from Wingstone, Penwee, Professor Manglethorpe, and also Brambickle, which are a 1 in 22 drop rate. Every one of these customers are from hard orders. Also, hard orders are just as fast to complete compared to easy orders. They're only considered hard because of the various teleports you need to reach the customers efficiently, and because they're scattered across the RuneScape map. The last key point I'd like to include is that you earn points towards a reward token. Every easy delivery you make gives you 1 point, and hard deliveries earn 3 points. After you earn 12 points, your first token is given. After that, every 12 points you earn gives you an additional food item to be delivered. When you use the reward token, a gnome will actually make a delivery to you. Yes, you. It's not instantaneous once you use it, but they will give you gnome food such as those you're delivering. It's a way to get food on command if you're anywhere in the game, but there are way better alternative methods of obtaining food on the go, such as using the Bones to Peaches spell, which turns any bones in your inventory to peaches. The tokens are only useful if you collect 10 of them. Once you collect 10, GN will state that you should go on vacation after all your hard work, but gives you the option to continue delivering for tips. At this point, you can click on GN after he gives you a name and restart the conversation. This allows you to choose your target, making acquiring unique items such as the gnome scarf easier, as you can pick Ninto or Derkin as your customers. In a speedrun sense, this is pretty much useless as you have to go through the vacation dialogue repeatedly for each order after 10 tokens have been earned. And if you don't like the first customer GN assigns, you still have to go through the dialogue each time unless you redeem the reward token. If you want to farm the unique rewards, then do not redeem the reward token, otherwise you'll have to earn 10 of them all over again. Also, you might be thinking, couldn't you just skip deliveries without using the vacation dialogue? Well, you can, but there's a 5-minute penalty in which you cannot take orders. Anyways, I think I have covered everything you need to know about Gnome Restaurant, so let's jump right into the speedruns. In the first hour, I managed to complete 49 deliveries, however I lost quite a bit of time over the course of the hour. I haven't quite memorized the exact locations of the various customers, so I had to constantly refer to the wiki page. Also, I went to the wrong customer twice, so I had to backtrack in order to reach them. For the most part, I was lucky in the fact that I had the specific goods ready to go in my inventory, and that way, I could start navigating towards the customers without having to bank first. I did manage to obtain 2 unique rewards, the gnome goggles and gnome scarf from Captain Ninto, and they're definitely stylish. Had I not messed up as much as I did, I think I could have easily completed upwards of around 53 deliveries. Like I stated earlier, most of the hard orders can be completed extremely quickly, but there's one customer that's a pain to deliver to. His name is Brambickle, and reaching him involves teleporting to a place called Trollheim, climbing down a series of rocks, and running through a cave full of ice trolls. I was assigned him 3 times in the run, and I believe you could possibly complete upwards of 60 deliveries per hour if he's not assigned as a customer. But he is one of the customers that rewards grand seed pods, so if you want the chance to make a lot of gold, it's basically a trade-off. I price checked the final loot obtained during this run, and the grand total was 872k, and without the unique rewards, it was 175k. So it's not the best moneymaker in game, but I find this minigame pretty fun as a speedrun. So since I got my practice in, it was now time to complete the second speedrun. The second hour I got much better results. Most of the orders were from customers that can be reached through the gnome gliders. This includes Captain Bleemage, who I was assigned about a dozen times, Captain Dalber, Captain Klemfoodle, and Normadium Avlafrim. The glider gnomes are the fastest deliveries in game, so luck was on my side in this run. I did however make some tiny mistakes in this run, and my banking wasn't the fastest. Usually after I complete about 7 orders or so, I'll deposit everything in the bank and withdraw all the goods I think I'll need in the hopes that the customers will want what's in my inventory. The biggest time save in the run is minimizing how often you need to bank, and of course if you get the fast deliveries. After the hour, I went back through the video of my run and documented all the tips I received just like I did in the first run, and to my surprise, I completed 59 deliveries. Now I haven't timed how long it takes to reach every single gnome, but I was under the impression that you would only be able to average 1 delivery every minute, since you have to teleport back to the Grand Tree to speak to Gian after every delivery. This alone takes about 15 seconds. But with the mistakes that I made, and the fact that I did receive slow deliveries such as Brambickle for example, I probably could have completed 65 deliveries in the hour. Maybe with insane RNG and minimal banking, 70 deliveries is possible. Unfortunately, I did not receive any gnome scarves or grand seed pods, but I did receive 2 gnome goggles, which again, have the same rarity as a gnome scarf. I price checked the loot and it came out to be 263k, which is actually pretty high considering I didn't receive any valuable drops. Even though this is basically an RNG speedrun, I think it would be interesting if this got added to speedrun.com, since you know, camo top percent is on there, and that's a meme speedrun. I might return to this at some point in the future, possibly calling the category 50 deliveries or something, rather than what I did, which was to complete as many deliveries in 1 hour. Also my PB of 59 deliveries in 1 hour is definitely beatable, so I challenge anyone to break it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, as it supports the channel and helps recommend this video to more faces. I do have a lot of speedrunning related videos in the works, so if you are interested, feel free to subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss them. That's all from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Youngins ice grilling me, oh, you not feeling me fine. It costs you nothing, pay me no mind. Look, I'm on my grind, cousin, ain't got time for frontin'. Sensitive thugs, y'all all need hugs. Damn little mans, I'm just trying to do me. If the record's 2 mil, I'm just trying to move 3. Get a couple chicks, get them.